He ran to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He did not ask their names. He did not question their purpose. His heart told him he must honor them, and he did. He asked his wife to knead fresh bread, commanded his servants to choose a tender calf, and ordered milk and butter to be brought. The travelers took their seats under the shade, and as they ate, Abraham stood beside them in silence, waiting. Then one of them looked up and spoke with a voice that cut through the air like a sharpened blade. What he was about to say was no ordinary message. It was a decree. Something had been decided in heaven, and the fate of an entire city hung on every word that would follow. The scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the smell of dry grass and warm earth. Within the camp, servants moved back and forth, carrying jars of water and trays of roasted meat. Beneath the shade of the largest oak, 3 men sat, eating calmly. Abraham stood beside them, watching their every move with careful attention. There was something in their posture, in the way they spoke to one another, in the quiet authority they carried, that made the air feel different. They were not ordinary travelers. Every gesture conveyed a presence that needed no introduction. Then one of them looked up and spoke in a firm voice. "Next year, when I return to you, your wife Sarah will have a son." From inside the tent, where she thought no one could see her, Sarah listened and covered her mouth to stifle a laugh. Her body no longer held the strength of youth, and the long years of waiting had taught her to accept the impossible. A child at her age was nothing more than a distant thought, something she had learned not to hope for. But the voice spoke again, this time with a tone that left no room for doubt. "Why does Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord?" The entire camp seemed to fall still. The air grew heavier, and the heat of the day pressed harder against the skin. Abraham bowed his head, understanding that these were not words of suggestion or wishful thinking. They were a decree. The travelers finished their meal. Soon they would rise, and their steps would carry them far from that camp. But before they left, they would reveal something else. Something not about life, but about destruction. The wind blew over the hills, lifting dust that mingled with the reddish glow of the sunset. The 3 visitors rose to their feet, and Abraham walked alongside them. From the heights, the old man's eyes turned toward the Jordan Valley, where the lights of Sodom had begun to flicker to life. The city glowed in the distance, unaware of what was about to be revealed. One of the visitors stopped and fixed his gaze on the horizon. His voice, firm and solemn, broke the silence.